Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with various wins for the most wanted 9-hole cup, a trifecta of the White Cliffs, Sequoia Creek and the Nordic Fjords. And before we take a closer look, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the video. Also subscribe to the channel for free and turn on the notifications. If you're looking to improve your game even more, you can get our exclusive tour text guides or our ultimate tournament guides on patreon.com/golf-tommy. If you do not want to type that into your browser, scan the QR code that is next to me here on the screen and you will get directly there. You can start as low as $2.50. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the elevation adjustment, the club distance adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggested to play with. As always, when I do my playthroughs, these are my suggestions and you don't have to follow them if you don't want to, but I always have a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. Alright, Sequoia Creek, a par 4, and this is a short one where we can reach to the green if we do have a tailwind. In headwind, we're going to play a little bit more aggressive. I play in between the two very big Sequoia trees, and not that it's that aggressive because there is loads of room and you can hit great. However though, it's going to be a decision you're going to have to make in the sense of that if you're not interested in taking any risk, you can lay up on the fairway before the trees and then play a wood club towards the pin. But when we do have such a value in going further up the fairway, being in the area around here for a wedge, then this is going to be worth the risk to take, in my opinion. Obviously that's up to you to decide, but that's at least how I look at it. Maximum distance plus a 10, and what to have said as well though is like if you do have higher level clubs such as an Apocalypse level 3 plus or something like that, and when you have a tail where you can actually go left of the second big Sequoia tree and curl it around and actually get to green in one. Unfortunately I don't have that club and I didn't get that wind in practice either. Just to demonstrate wedge, even though I do hit great and miss due to hitting great, this is a wedge that I play 30% downhill. If you do have an Endbringer, I would recommend to play an EB School version of this if possibility. But I'm not saying this is going to be an easy wedge. However though, I'm saying that this is most definitely going to be a wedge that is very makeable and it's going to be a much better chance than having to play with a wood club from distance. At least, once again, that's my opinion. A Berserker ball, which is a power 5 ball that you can win for free in the golden shot, is, in my opinion, a must here if you're gonna get yourself close to green. If you do not have that ball either, then again, you're going to have to lay up short and just play from distance. White Cliffs, one of the par 3s here. This is a very difficult one. What I do recommend is to play with the Guardian here to allow us to bounce on the fairway just by the green. If bouncing on the fairway just before the water, what that would mean is that you're going to put the bunker by the green massively in play. Obviously you put the water in play as well, but especially the bunker by the green is definitely cost for a lot of birdies instead of, sorry, a lot of pars instead of getting the birdie. Because this is how I see this hole. I see this one as a birdie hole where an outside chance of an hole in one. All the backspin that I can with my Guardian level 4 and 1 bar of right spins. Playing with a mauling because I do not feel that it's worth wasting a premium ball on this hole, because getting this one in the hole is going to be very difficult. Getting it very close though with the adjustment of maximum distance with a 30% over adjustment and a marlin. Hole number 3, and now we're going to take advantage of playing from the front tee, which what I mean is to play directly with our first bounce on the final fairway island on the top right. And playing from the second and the third tee, you're always forced to play on the fairway island before that one, which obviously creates a much harder atmosphere on this tough par 5. Adjustment max plus 10, all the side spin to the left and half a bar of top spin. Goal is to get as close to the rough line as possible and still obviously give ourselves room for making mistakes. So we push it as hard as we can, because the goal here now is to be in wood club range so we can reach with our sniper, because the second shot is somewhat dependent on having a good ball guideline if you're going to see yourself having a good chance for the albatross. There is a little sticky spot there, you can see I'm looking for that one, which in the end makes me have to reduce a little bit of side spin. So I would recommend to add all the side spin that you have and then move to look for that sticky spot, and then you tweak the side spin and allow yourself to be into that spot, because that will increase your chances to do an albatross. Top spin will vary depending on how far you go with your drive. Adjustment here in the video, I play max plus 10, which is a clear mistake, because this is not a shot that needs a downhill elevation. It needs no elevation at all, which also the reason why I do miss on the left hand side with this shot. Comes in with a lovely speed though, and if I would have just adjusted properly, which, I mean, we all make mistakes, but if I would have adjusted properly, that would have been a very good chance. Hole number 4 is another tough par 3, playing from front tee, because playing with low level clubs, especially playing with a long iron here, is not going to be something that's going to drop a lot. And I hate to say that already before the tournament starts, but this is one of those par 3s as well, where there is a lot of bumps, there is a pin that stands very short on the green and stuff like that. So what I do recommend though is to play with the backbone or any other long iron that gives you a good accuracy, but most especially a good ball guideline. So those having grizzly level 7 or better, please use that club instead. All the 3 side spin and a little bit of backspin with the backbone to allow us to not play with curl. So we bounce on the fairway over towards the green, coming a little bit too far right, but it's still going to be close. When we do have a club such as a backbone, where we do not have a good ball guideline, it's going to be a lot of guesswork, and that's why playing with a grizzly level 7 will bring a massive advantage if you do have that club. Maximum distance plus 20 is the adjustment here in the video. All right, White Cliffs here again, another par 4, and now we're going to play with a ball that do have side spin 3. I think that is an absolute must, and the reason I think that is due to the fact that we do want to get over to the right side of the fairway. Having to play straight down the fairway and being further away from the pin is going to be a much more difficult drop than what it would be here by playing down the right. So that's why I'm playing aggressive, and that's why that's going to be my focus here in this video. I do make an adjustment of maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment, using all the top spin that I have and all the side spin, and then using all the curl as well. You can see that I've used a little bit more than half a ball to the right. Overpower whatever you adjust into. Second shot is then going to be with a thorn, and here you have a decision to make. Either you're going to go for a dunk by using all the backspin that you have, or that you have your first bounce on the fringe to allow yourself to actually use the ball guideline, even though your club level is very low. One thing to have in mind here though is that when you do play with a club that you have a very low level and a bad ball guideline, then you will have to leave the ball guideline short, because doing like I do at the video is going to be many of the time a recipe for failure, because as I do not have a fully developed ball guideline, I should be leaving it short, because otherwise I have a risk coming in too hot. So you will notice that even if I drop this shot here now, I come in very hot, and actually a bit lucky that it do drop. Medium distance, or not really medium distance, it's going to be somewhere around minimum and medium distance on this shot, and always minus 20% elevation, because it's an uphill adjustment, so it's not going to be much adjustment to make. But you could also see how hot I came in, so make sure to leave the ball guideline short if you do not have a good ball guideline with your short iron. Sequoia Creek, another par 5, and we are going to see ourselves doing a rough bump out on the fairway. The reason we're doing a rough bump out here is to try to control the distance and not roll too far. Because if we do roll too far on the second fairway, we will be covered by a big sequoia tree, and that's going to be just eagle and only from there. But if being smart and bouncing into the rough and push the ball as far right that we can, we then have an open chance for an albatross, which is tough, but it is makeable. We are also from here giving us a chance to play with a sniper instead of having to play with a big dog, which then has worse accuracy and also has a worse ball guideline. Maximum distance plus 20 of tee, and I'm playing with a power 5 ball to make sure that me with a lower level sniper, only sniper 7, can still play with sniper from distance on the second shot. If you do play with a sniper 9 or sniper 10, a power 3 ball is just enough. And I would say, if having tailwind, I do think a power 3 ball in this situation would be just fine as well. It would be the drive that might need a little bit of overpower, but second shot will be fine. So I'm bouncing on the beginning part of the fairway over the bunker, leaving the ball guideline short when there's a tailwind, because we will be having an extended ball guideline to be needed to be adapted for. However though, when we do have a tailwind like this, the ball will not be pushed as much left as we may think. So in this situation, we would be better off having to do an offset to aim more left of pin. Obviously those are just details and something that could be good to have in mind when you play in tour play or in tournament, but it's the reason why I'm missing on the right hand side here. However though, perfect speed, even though we are aiming very short of pin, but that is once again due to the extended ball guideline. Tough but makeable albatross on this hole. Sequoia Creek par 3. This is one of my favorite par 3s in the game, I must say, because I do absolutely love this rough bump. Has always had good success, and there's a little sticky spot there, which is also really nice. So what I'm doing is using 3 backspin and 1 right spin ball guideline to be just short of hole when we do have a little tailwind. If having headwind, I would like to have ball guideline through the hole. When having a crosswind like this, there's no need for any additional tweaks, but if we would be having a headwind, we would need to have to use a little bit of overpower. Medium distance plus 10, you can see that we hit it nicely into the rough, and even though there is risks with a rough bump, I do truly believe that the rough bump on this hole involves very little risk, but also then the reward could be massive with dropping a lot of hole-in-ones with this type of play. But if you want to take it just very conservative and very safe, and then you bounce on the fairway before the rough over towards the pin, the hole-in-one will be more rare, but you will always be getting a birdie no matter how many errors you do. Hole number 8 of the Nordic Fjords, and here we're going to go for the green. This is a short par 4, but in headwind it's played kind of tough. I would recommend to play with the big topper if you do have the possibility when it comes to in headwind, because you want to have all the topspin possible to do a double bounce over the bunker. If we do have a tailwind, I would recommend to use the fairway before the bunker that we're trying to bounce over now. So we want to have our first bounce there by using a power 3 or maybe even a power 4 or a power 5 ball to make it even easier. Maximum distance plus 10, I'm using approximately half a ball of curl to allow myself to get into the correct angle. A little bit lucky with bouncing over the bunker there, but I'm ending up to be there for a wedge. A simple wedge where you use all the topspin you have on your wedge and just get the ball to the hole. Once again, if you do have a tailwind, it's going to be much easier, as you can use the fairway just before the bunker we're bouncing over by using then backspin instead of topspin, because using all the topspin you have there from that position, it's gonna get yourself over the green. But if also bouncing on that fairway, it actually gives you a possibility to go for the pin for an hole-in-one on this short par 4. Nordic Fjords, hole number 9. We're going to do an NMT of the drive, or at least start in NMT, and once we have had the spin, make sure that the ball guideline goes straight down the fairway. All the topspin that we can use, combined with 2 bars of right spin. Adjustment, maximum distance plus 10. And here I push up to very max, because we do want to reach as far down the fairway, and this fairway is long, so we do have a lot of room. Overpower is obviously something you decide yourself what you want to do, but you can see here we are miles off the end of the fairway, so here we could even go max overpower with the 4.5 topspin. It's only times where you do have such a 7 topspin, 8 topspin where you would consider to reduce the overpower just a little bit. Big Topper is a perfect club as well here because it has a lot of topspin. Second shot, we play with the wood club that gives us the most power possible. This to allow us to not have to go with overpower or with push-ups or anything like that. Obviously, those of you that push the drive harder and might have a sniper 10 could use a sniper 10 instead. That's the same with maybe sniper 9. But I choose the more conservative way, playing with the big dog, using a little bit backspin or topspin depending on what situation I am in after the drive. And now you can see I was gonna miss by a mile, but this is a par 5 that the eagle is most definitely going to be good enough to consider just walking on. There will be more people with birdies here than there will be albatrosses. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with Various Wind for the upcoming Most Wanted 9-hole Cup here in Golf Clash the game. If you're looking for 9-hole Cup guides we are providing for Master Division, make sure that you scan the QR code on the side or you go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We do provide guides for anyone that do have an active Patreon package. You can start as low as $2.50. In the end, if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us through support@golfclashtommy.com. And if you are looking for free content or more free content than this here in the video, then you can go to golfclashtommy.com, your source of free content of Golf Clash gameplay. Thank you so much once again for watching. Good luck in your Golf Clash game.